I really hate the sound of my voice, so this is going to be fun. Hi, my name's Katie and my Instagram account is 00shows, so please go follow me there if you enjoy my content and stuff. I'm going to be posting tutorials that are reminiscent with my style. So one of the main things that I like to use is this mask popping out of a cube. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that in the most easy way possible so that beginners can do it. So here we go. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have your two pictures in your timeline. So you're going to have your masked photo, which I just used a editing software called Pixar on my phone to just mask that out. I mean, it's a really bad mask that I've done, but you'll do better than that, I'm sure. Okay, so the other photo that you have in your timeline would be the one that you want to make the majority of the cube from. If this isn't the shape of a square, then this is fine. We can easily rectify that. All you have to do is create a new composition, and you're going to make the width and height the same size so that it will be the same size, length and height. So then you're just going to copy your photo that you have in your first composition, and then you're going to paste it into the new square one. Then you're going to press scale and then increase the size so that it will fit the new square like so. Then you're just going to pre-compose this. This will mean that it will stay in the square, and make sure you click both of those options. So there you go. Now it's in a square size now, so you can just copy it and paste it back into your original composition. And obviously now you can delete the first photo that you had because you've got the one that's in a square now. So I'm just going to centre this for no apparent reason. You don't need to, but it's just me being me. And make it smaller so that, you know, you can see all the sides because that's important. So now I'm just hiding that masked photo. That's just personal preference there, just so that it's out of the way, so I don't have to think about that until I actually need it. So now I'm going to make 5 copies of this square, so you'll have 6 in total, so that's all the sides of the cube. That's me just counting because I am sad like that. So I'm just now going to enable 3D on all the layers, just so you know it can be in 3D, and motion blur as well, so that things can be blurry. So now I'm just going to change it from active camera to custom view 1. So this is just so we'll get a view of all the sides instead of just your kind of 2D view. You're going to get a whole 3D experience. Right, so the second clip, I'm just going to change the X rotation to 90 and enable snapping. This is so that the you can just drag the picture and have it click into place. If you don't have snapping, then you're just going to have to make it as kind of close as possible. My old computer didn't have it, and it was terrifying trying to get it to line up properly. So you're just going to click the corner and it will just snap into place. So then you're going to take the next clip and you're going to change your Y rotation to 90 as well. This will just make it so it's a side, and you can then click that into place. And then I'm just going to drag this one back so that, again, that clicks into place. This is probably quite self-explanatory. You're just going to change the X rotation to 90 so that you can make the bottom. And then the final clip, you're going to change the Y rotation to 90 as well so that you can just make the side like that. So now we have got a funky cube. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the picture of the mask back up, so just press the little I button. And now I'm going to scale this around the right size of the cube so that it's going to fit inside. You don't want it too big, or otherwise it will peep out the bottom and you'll be able to see it. You're going to increase the third position value until it goes kind of in the middle of the clip. You might have to disable snapping for that, because otherwise it will try and put it to a corner and that won't be fun. And then I'm just going to drag it down to the bottom, well, not the bottom, the middle, so it's just in the middle of the clip. What I'm going to do next is I'm just going to duplicate the top of the cube so that we're going to have 2 sides that we can now mask into 2 separate rectangles. So you're going to go up to the rectangle masking tool, and you're just going to mask half of this top side of the cube like so. And then when you've done that, you're just going to click on your mask button and you're going to copy it and then paste it into the clip below. This will make the copy the same, so then you need to go down to the mask of the second one and click inverted so that it will go on the opposite side. So now you have two sides, and now we're just going to move the anchor point to the corner so that rotation will come from the right side. So what we're going to do is we're going to decrease the anchor point for the first mask so that, as you can see, it fits the little side, and click snapping again so that we can easily just drag it back into the corner and know that it will be in the right space instead of trying to move it manually and get it in the wrong space. So now we can just do this with the other clip as well. So we're going to increase in this the anchor point so that it just lays on top of that nice little other button we've got to tell it where to go, and then we're going to click it back into place like so, and now there is a fly, so I'm going to go get rid of that. Fly, hello, no, get out, thank you. Now that we have them in the right position, we need to now add the rotation. So we're going to go to Y rotation, and we're going to add a keyframe at 0, and then drag the time forward, and then decrease the amount so that it kind of makes the open cube. I mean, this is up to you how far you want it to open, but I'm just going to go around kind of -160, that kind of thing. Now we're going to go to the other side, add the Y rotation keyframe at the same place, and then at the other place we're going to do the same amount. Now what we're going to do is we're going to press U on both clips so we get the keyframes, and we're going to just highlight those keyframes and control click keyframe assistant easy ease. So then we're going to click on the graph button, and we're going to push all these little points to the left. This would just mean that the rotation happens quicker, so you don't have to wait for it, it will just happen straight away, and then slow down instead of speeding up. So then we're just going to do the same thing to the opposite side. So we're going to click on the graph button and then just move the points to the left in the same way. The next thing we are going to do is we're just going to make the image that we have masked pop up. So we're going to click on this image here, and then we're going to, just when they're opening, we're going to click the position and keep it as it is. And to make sure that the position that we click in the first place, the keyframe that we add in the first place, is just after the box opens, because you wouldn't want the mask popping up to kind of clash with the box. So we're then going to move the time forward. We're going to decrease the second position until the mask pops up so that you can see it above the opened box. We're then going to highlight these keyframes and keyframe assistant easy ease once again. And then we're going to click on the keyframe, and again we're going to push the positions to the left just so that it pops up straight away. Now we're going to change it back to active camera, so now we can kind of manipulate it the way that we will see it when our clip is finished and exported. So obviously, as you can see, the cube is quite far forward, so we'll have to add a null object. So we go to new, null object, and it will come up on top. Now you're going to highlight all of the clips and click on this little spiral and add it to the null object, and then we're going to enable 3D on the null object as well so that everything can just move together. So I'm going to start off small and then make the cube bigger and go into a rotation at the same time. So I'm going to make the scale down the cube as far to the place that I want it. I'm just going to add a keyframe there at the beginning, and I'm going to move the time forward just before it pops up, and then add it to kind of fill the screen so that you can see the cube in the screen. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. We're then going to highlight those keyframes again, keyframe assistant easy ease. Then I'm going to do the rotation part of this. So I'm going to first need to move the anchor point so that the rotation occurs from the middle and not from the side of the cube. So I'm going to change the custom view, change the view to custom view 1 like we did before, and I'm going to move the third position value on the cube so that it kind of is in the corner, so that means that the rotation will occur from the middle. That means that the cube itself will now become bigger, so you might need to adjust your scale values just so that, you know, if it's too big for you, you can decrease the scale a bit so it feels a bit more centered. So now we can also add the rotation now, because we know that it will occur from the middle. So I'm just going to add a Y position keyframe and an X one. So it just kind of goes slanted and slanted. So I'm just going to add 2 positions like that at the beginning and then change them back to 0 at the same distance as the cube will now become the right size. I'm then going to press U so that all my keyframes appear, highlight them all, keyframe assistant easy ease like we did before, and then click on the one keyframe to the graph and then just push them all to the left like we have done all before. The problem now is obviously that when the mask pops up, it is now popping up out of view. So we can now change the null object so that we can move the position downwards so that now we can see the mask popping up. So to do this, we are going to add another scale keyframe just a little bit further on at the same position and a position value there as well. We're then going to move the time forward to where the mask pops up, and we are going to move the scale inwards so that it will just quickly zoom in towards, and we're going to move the position down so that you can now see the mask popping up. We might also need to center it with the first position just so that it is in the middle. We are now going to again highlight these keyframes, keyframe assistant easy ease as we now know, and we are going to push the values to the left as we have always. This way we can now see that the cube moves towards where the mask is going to pop up, so that means that we can see everything. And there you go, that is the finished mask popping out of cube transition that I use often in my videos. Thank you very much for watching. If this does well, or if anyone at all sees it, then I might do some more. So yeah, if you've got any recommendations, you can leave them down below. Thank you very much. Bye guys.